Abdullah. He's the Director of Quality Assurance and Accreditation at Knowledge University, Iraq. He first joined the Knowledge University in September 2020 as a Head of Business Administration Department at the College of Administration and Financial Sciences. Dr. Nabaz completed his bachelor's degree in politics and international relations at the University of Kurdistan, Europe. He obtained his master's and PhD in the Northern University of Malaysia, UUM, and he was awarded as a scholarship from the same university for his academic performances. He served as the Head of Business Administration Department at the Lebanese French University for 2 years. He has participated in several leadership development training programs and international conferences around the world, including Russia, Malaysia. He has more than 17 publications and research papers, some of them indexed in Scopus and Clearway. Currently, he's a member of Peter Bobby team and actively train teachers, students in different universities all around the Kurdistan region and prepare them for the university teaching. Previously, he served as the Head of Business Administration Department at Lebanese French University and Quality Assurance Coordinator at the University of Human Development. He has bachelor's in politics and international relations, again from the Kurdistan University here. So let's welcome Dr. Nabaz Nozar. Nabaz, can you hear us?
Hello. Yes. Hello and good afternoon, everyone. First of all, I would like to appreciate your invitation to be part of this important event, especially for Sajida and Fuad. I'm aware that you are working very hard during the last 2 months to make this event happen. So I'm happy finally we are here. So I'm going to present a paper that I wrote about entrepreneurship education, or the title of the presentation is The Evaluation of the Student Entrepreneurship Competencies Among Top Private University Students in Kurdistan. So we have here we have the classification of the university in Kurdistan region. When we talk about the top private university, we mean the top private university in Kurdistan region. Actually, we are the region of 5 million, but we have more than 35 universities, both public and private university. And the quality assurance is one of the departments in the Ministry of Higher Education that they are actively engaging, and the main objective is to develop the quality of education in the region and to develop the entrepreneurship education in the universities. So we have the classification for each university. Every year we have some criteria like impact factors, international cooperation, the number of the seminar, conference, scopus papers, and Web of Science papers, and student satisfaction. So we have some criteria for the private university. We have group A, B, C, and D. But unfortunately, we don't have any university in group A, but we have some private university in the second group, which is group B. So 4 universities are there in the group B. So my paper focused on universities that are in group B. They are considered as a top private university in the region. So when we talk about the quality of education or the education or higher education actually it's the transition for the student to move from the university or into the labor market of the community. So when we assess or when we evaluate the quality of education, we need to bear in mind that placement on the labor market is very important. And in the labor market, entrepreneurship in the 21st century is very important because the jobs on the labor market become so competitive. So it's not easy for the graduates to find placement in the labor market. That's why my paper is on this issue. So entrepreneurship, for those who doesn't or not aware of the entrepreneurship or doesn't understand the concept properly. So entrepreneurship is the method that focus on the skill, power, and supply resources to devise the business enterprises. So how to start up a new business in the labor market. So how to start up a business after your graduation. So in order to do this, of course, we need to have entrepreneurship development. So entrepreneurship development could be developed through human capital investment, to invest in the human capital, and competency building, especially in the education system. So the higher education institution, the universities, have to work on the human capital investment and at the same time to build the competency so the students will be able to work in the labor market after their graduation, to fill up the gap that exists between the labor market and the university. So the process that enhances entrepreneurship development is the process that enhances business skill and knowledge through structured training and institutional building programs. So curriculum development and institution programs that we give to our students is very important. And the content of the material that we are giving to our students are very important. And part of the quality assurance the tasks that we always focusing on. So entrepreneurship development among young graduates can be used as an essential method to increase business opportunity. So the opportunity is very important. The student, they need to find out the opportunity and they need to analyze and prepare for the opportunity that are there in the labor market through the education. So the university have to support and have to help students in order to find such opportunity in the labor market. And to do this, the curriculum needs to focus on competency building, innovation, creativity through the quality of education. So if we relate the entrepreneurship development to entrepreneurship education, here, in order to help students, we need to develop entrepreneurship education. So we need to provide entrepreneurship education. So what does it mean? What do you mean by entrepreneurship education? In fact, entrepreneurship education focus on the personal development, and that's why university existing. So the university existing in order to help students to develop their personal traits, mindset, ability, and skills development. And skills should be the 21st century skills. So not the skills that are outdated. Students need to develop the critical thinking skill. They need to develop their ICT skills and the skills that are needed in the labor market, like communication, persuasion, and those stuff. So that's why entrepreneurship education is very important. And at the same time, academic institution might have positive or reverse impact on the student entrepreneurship competencies. When I say they may have reverse impacts, it's very important because some institutions are there, the student only get the certificates. So they don't get the competency, they don't get the skills, they only get the certificate. And with that certificate, it's wasting of time, it's wasting of money, and it's wasting their efforts. So they become somehow disappointed and incapable to start up their life after their graduation. That's why academic institutions might have a negative or reverse impact on the student mindset and student competency building. So I'm not going to talk about this one because we have limitation of time. So let's talk about the importance of higher education. Why students go to university? So first, education provides individuals with independent and self-assurance. And secondly, students learn about different career opportunity. So career opportunity are there, but if the university not supporting them, not helping students, student may not see, it will not be visible for them. So it will be very difficult and challenging for them to find a career opportunity. And thirdly, students need to be better equipped to tackle opportunity because opportunities are there. Even when there are problems, when there are economic crisis, financial crisis, the opportunities are there. But the problem, how to tackle opportunity, this is very important. So the university and the curriculum design or the curriculum that we design should assist and support students to tackle the opportunity that are there in the labor market. And also, lastly, training and education offers knowledge that can be used by individuals to start up their own business. Why I wrote this paper? So first of all, the data indicates that 70.7% of the citizens that are aged between 18 to 24 are unemployed. And this number is higher comparing to the national unemployment rate, which is 7.4. So the number of the unemployment ratio among young graduates or young students are much higher compared to the national unemployment rate. And more than 25% of the Kurdish university graduates or the university graduates in Kurdistan, they graduates are unemployed. So they are left behind without having any problem. And at the same time, they are producing graduates that have limited practical skill, representing the waste of money and time, as I was talking about. And many critics on the universities are there. They criticize universities that they are only giving the certificate. That doesn't help students to build their competency. So they need to build the competency other than giving the certificate, a piece of paper that everybody could get it in the 21st century. So the university is believed to become the source of unemployment. Why become a source of employment? Because they are training students with the skills that are outdated, that are expired. So in that case, when the student graduates, they cannot find a placement, and there's a huge gap between the university and the skill that they learn with the requirements and the needs of the labor market. That's why it become a very important issue here. Methodology, I collected my data, the primary data has been used, and I chose 3 private universities, which are Tishik International University, University of Human Development, and Noros universities. So those universities have international accreditation. They are in Group B, as I was talking about at the beginning. So the number of the respondents were 246, and out of this number, I used 224 of them for the analysis. The questionnaire adopted from OG and Peng, they did the study in China with the largest population, but I did it in Kurdistan region with a smaller population. So I ran for the reliability through Cronbach Alpha, and the items or domains that I had were above 0.7, so it was reliable. So the results, as you see here, based on the items that I had, the evaluation for the competency of the organization and coordination domain ranked number 1 at the top average mean score of 3.5. So this domain more concentrates on the personal trait and attitude, which includes self-discipline, persuasive competency, which is one of the labor market needs now in the 21st century, and punctuality. So these are the things that part of entrepreneurship are needed in the labor market. So for any organization, we need to have employees with the self-discipline, who have persuasive power to persuade people, persuade stakeholders, and persuade clients, which is very important, and punctuality or commitment. So this is important for the social life and also labor market. And the second one, the second most important domain was training domain that ranked the second. The universities are somehow providing training to the students. So those top private universities, they are applying the Bologna process. And within the Bologna process, we have employability, which is one of the key aspects of the Bologna process, student mobility, which is very important for the student to get the new knowledge. And they, at the same time, they have international accreditation. So they are, they are somehow forced to provide some training for the student, because otherwise, in the Bologna process, if you are just applying the old or the traditional system that only giving knowledge to the student, is not acceptable. But the Bologna process focuses mostly on the practical doing. So that university, they provide training to the student, which is very important, because education has to be in the form of training in order to help students to be prepared for the labor market. And the last one, the result here, evaluation for the competency of learning and innovation domain, ranked 3 here. They have some source of innovation and creativity. They are encouraging the student to go for innovation and not duplication. And also, they help the student to find or to indicate the opportunity in the labor market. I run the correlation analysis, and I found a positive relationship between my items, my domains, as you see here. In conclusion, students in the top private university here have the chance to rely on themselves, so they are somehow independent, self-reliance, due to the training and the competency that private universities giving them or providing to them. To some extent, the top private university response to the community need. The community need, as I was talking about, is to prepare the students that are capable to find a placement in the labor market. So students are somehow capable to run business with knowledge they have accumulated during the academic life and forecast future challenge and future opportunity that they may oversee. By providing the quality education, top private university students still need to update their knowledge. So it's the continuous process. I mean, that's true that they provide entrepreneurship education in their institution, but at the same time, it's not too high. They still need development. They still need to help their students to update their skills with the rapid change that we see in the global economy, in the global market, that happens on a daily basis. So technology every day is developing. So we need to develop, we need to still focus on their competency, and more concentration needs to be given a chance to enhance their conceptual, technical, and practical skill. So that's very important for any institution. And this is part of the quality assurance institutes all over the world to help the institution and to make sure that the curriculum that they design reflects the technical and practical skills of the student. So not only giving them theory and outdated information, because information we can find on Google, we can find anywhere. So we don't only need information, we need practical skill in order to help us to start up, to solve a problem, to be critical thinker, and to take risks. So the positive result that I obtained here in this study only reflects the top private university. It doesn't reflect all universities in Kurdistan, because we have only 4 universities in Group B, but the rest of universities are in Group C and D. So they are different. So maybe it's true for those universities, but it's not true for other universities. So thank you so much, and thanks for your listening. If you have any question, I'm here to answer.
Thank you very much, Dr. Nawaz. Really Dr. Nawaz. This is got a lot of information about evolution of our students in Kurdistan. I think we don't have a lot of questions now, so we'll just say thank you very much, and we'll go ahead for the next session.